The first man's name was Kiki. He wore such little pants. His brother was the champion, but Kiki loved to dance. The second man was Choo-Choo, a master of romance. He loved the damsel in distress, but not as much as dance. And then one day it happened. They went off to the world. They went on to a journey, idolized by the boys and girls. They learned so many lessons in all the foreign lands. But no matter where they wound up, they never stopped the dance. One day inside the station, in Amsterdam perchance, the men were dancing side by the man with the crooked glance. They turned to face each other. It was just happenstance that these two men would meet that day and do that fateful dance. Wow, you can really dance. Wow, you can really dance. He went. They said, we've both been dancing all this time. What a coincidence. And then they danced together like no one's danced before. The diplomats were dancing, they cancelled all of the war. No more. The whole world celebrated, was no more violence. And all because these men crossed paths. What a coincidence! Dance, 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 dance. Let's dance.
Do you genuinely think you are the best female breaker in Australia?
Well, I think my record speaks to that.
Is there any merit in those criticisms?
It is really sad to hear those criticisms, and I am very sorry for the backlash that the community has experienced, but I can't control how people react.
Australian journalists running after you while you're walking down the street, chasing you, asking you these questions. It must have been unlike anything you've ever experienced before. What was that moment like?
That was really wild. These people are chasing me. What do I do? But that really did put me in a state of panic.
Don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill on the Senator Lidia Thorpe contribution. We saw it at the end of our videotape compilation. Interjections that included, give us a treaty, we want treaty in this country, it's not your land, it's not your land, you're not my king. Was this anticipated?
Well, I don't have any more insight than you do, Greg, into what is in the minds of other senators or other members. But I thought that behaviour was pretty inappropriate. I think it alienated a lot of people, and I think most of the Australian public expect that their members and senators behave with dignity, especially at these formal state occasions.
Would there be any sanction worth contemplating, particularly by the other place, the Senate? You're not a member there, obviously, but would that be worthy of examination in your view?
Well, I can't speak for the Senate. They are in charge of their own members and their own disciplinary procedures. But I think really what I hope is that this doesn't detract from the fact that it was an incredibly warm reception for the King and the Queen. There was clearly a lot of people in the room who were really honoured to have been invited to that very special occasion. As you said, the first time that we've had a King of Australia, in fact, visit Australia. And what we saw in the King's remarks were his warm affection for this country, a country that he came here as a student, he's visited 17 times, and I think he really went out of his way not just to talk about the causes that were important to him, such as climate change, but also to talk about his great appreciation of the respect that First Nations Australians have shown him on those visits.